I've lived a lot of life to this point, and I've begun to notice some patterns. Or I don't know if notice is the right word, but I've begun to be in touch with certain patterns that, if I'm right, we all are somewhat in touch with these patterns. Some of us more consciously than others. But there are essentially two patterns. I know what you're thinking. Oh, Fernando, the world's so big. It's so complicated. It's like there all these atoms. Have you seen the periodic table? All that shit interacting. And you're telling me it's just two patterns. I think humans are simple, and I think we need to filter the world to ourselves. And two of the things that we use to, of the patterns we use to filter that world to ourselves, are change and progress. We all know change. You all know change. If you lived life how I live life, you knew change. You went to elementary school where you went to a certain building with a certain group of people, and then you went to a middle school where it was a different setting all of a sudden, different group of people, but it was still kind of the same thing. We were there. There were authority figures. We had to be up a certain time, and then high school, same thing. Some of you were in college, whatever. And change is good. You need change. Change keeps life interesting. Some people need change more than others. Me, I'm a person. I need change. Things need to feel fresh. Variety is the spice of life, And I like my life to have a little bit of that, that Frank's Red Hot, you know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. But progress is a thing too. And a lot of people don't like to pay attention to progress because it's cold and it's measured and it holds your feet to the fire and it makes you realize you're not the person you could be. And I'm not, I hope I'm not coming across as, I'm one of these people too. I'm a stupid person trying to balance the right amount of change and progress in my life. Let me use an example. Let's make this all clear for you. A thought I had in my head for a while was, I'm young. I have time. If you have this thought, by the way, get rid of that thought. It's a bad thought. Not going to get you many places. But if you're like me and you have somewhat of just a sense of a way to be, what I was doing in that time where I was engaging that thought was I was collecting information to strategize for the future. A lot of time when people have that thought, they're just wasting time. And I probably was doing a decent amount of wasting time, but let's not talk about that. In order to change this thought, I had to engage in a long process that involved a lot of ego that I'm ashamed to admit to, and there's a lot of shit. I recorded the video. I think I put a little too much shine on progress. Progress isn't the good guy. Change or progress, they're not, one's not better than the other. They're both just parts of life that you need to balance out with whatever inside you, whatever your personality wants those two things to look like. You got to figure that out. But understand that there are some people, progress can come. What I'm trying to say is, I'm using too many words to say this. Progress can be too much. You can overwhelm yourself. You can overwhelm other people. People can start to feel like that's what school was like. I'm not a school kind of guy. That was too much. You're literally a fucking number, and you're constantly being compared to that. And I think at the end of the day, we all shit on the people who don't care too much about progress. Because, what are you doing? You're not the best version of yourself. But I know, just because I know myself and I think I know other people, we all admire those people. We see a crackhead down the street and you're just like, if you have any sense, you're just like, wow, that person has no responsibilities or care in the world.